tribe? Welcome back to Troyism. Season 2, we still going strong. Episode 5. Yep, season 2, episode 5. So, as I said before, we got a new format now. I'm really cutting down on that time. We ran over on the last show because we wanted to get the end of the year residual out, and we kind of cover it or encompass 2025. So in the interest of keeping time, I'm gonna cut that short. And we're what else? Oh, another thing tonight. We're a countdown show now, so we'll do the biggest five biggest stories of the week, and we'll get out of here. So without further ado, let's start where we always start. Number 5, House of Whites, which of course we know is everything political. So in the House of Whites, what is going on? Well, you know what? I'm going to start with the good news. The one little piece of silver lining is that uh, the Senate was actually able to get the ACA subsidy extended for healthcare and for healthcare costs. So that's one small good thing that they were able to actually black women. I don't remember. I think it was Rep Underwood. I think it was Rep Underwood. If that's wrong, I'm sorry. Somebody correct me. But I believe it was Rep Underwood, a black woman, who actually convinced them to give us the 3-year extension for healthcare. So shout out to black women being black women, man. Always looking out. Um, what else? Okay, so now let's get into the knee deep shit that we know we're that we know we're in. Venezuela. Quick update on Venezuela. Of course, we seized all of their oil reserves, or we're in control of all of their oil reserves, valued at about $17.3 trillion. And the idiot, the president of these United States, uh, posted a photo of a fake wiki page that called him the leader of Venezuela. Uh, you know, the times we're in, um, where the president is posting fake pay, like on purpose. Like, the president is trolling. The president is a troll, probably one of the biggest trolls next to Kanye West. Um, Man, damn. So anyway, the thing to know about Venezuela is, or my thoughts on Venezuela is, and it's gonna be my thought on Venezuela probably for a very long time, is this is how I feel like this is how that butterfly effect starts. Like, what is happening right now in 10, 20 years, when there's, and I'm not gonna put a name on either country, but when there's a economic collapse, or when there's a new terrorist underground sleeper cell of terrorist regime that's created within one of these countries. Like, this is how those things start. And so we'll have to go back in the history books, which we don't even, I don't even know if people are making history books for the shit that's happening right now, to be honest with you. I don't know if anybody's smart enough right now. Like, right now, the rabbit has the gun. So, everybody just get down. But what I'm saying about this is, it's things like this that happen that create ripple effects through the future. And people who aren't even born yet will pay a price for something that they had nothing to do with. And that's how that shit continues. And that's how shit, I guess that's how it goes. But we'll keep you updated on Venezuela. I mean, there's gonna be developments coming left and right for this. So you hear that helicopter? Tell me you're in LA without telling me you're in LA, the ghetto bird. If this was a production, we would say hold for sound. Can you hear it? It's very close. I think it's gonna fly over. You hear it? If you can't hear it, I can hear it. And if you can't hear it, then I sound crazy, and I could have just kept going. But either way, what else coming out of the House of White? Oh, you know what? Trump actually filed a suit against Jerome Powell. So if you don't know who Jerome Powell is, he's the head of the Fed, and he's in control of whether he and his board. He's the head of the board, the chair of the board that controls the interest rate. Well, of course, we know Trump is pissed about the interest rate not going down so that he can look like a good boy. And so, because he can't force Jerome Powell's hand, it looks like he's digging up some fake case or fake something going on, or whatever, some fake investigation, kind of like the Letitia James mortgage thing. It's just all a farce, trumped up charges. So we'll keep our eye on that. I was going to talk about the Bowen Yang, Jasmine Crockett, Tallarico debacle that happened on their podcast. But all in all, what I will say is when it comes to liberals, and which is why I'm not a Democrat, it's one of the reasons why I'm not a Democrat, other than the general cowardice and the general avoidance of the authenticity of walking in what you preach and what you push out. But we can talk about that another day. What my biggest issue with that is, you actually highlight when stuff like this happens on the left and it's all encapsulated in the left. What you do is you highlight the highest trope on the right, because this is exactly and precisely what they say you are to the black community, or how you manipulate and shuffle and funnel the black community to the bottom, and only want to invoke the black community when it's time to hit the streets and protest and to the polls, and get the black artists on stage to dance and perform and do the heel toe. Do people still do the heel toe? I don't know. Keep up with time, Troy. Okay, we're doing good. But yeah, so unfortunately, Democratic Party, it shows that even in your low point, because as bad as it is on the right, this is definitely your low point as well. There's teachable moments to go around. I wish this party would be transformed, and I hope we get. And I'll talk about him. Actually, I'm going to talk about him next after the break. But I wish what's happening with Mamdani in New York becomes contagious, and it starts to happen in big cities, and because what we have to do is we have to start showing people what a better America looks like. We can't keep talking. And Democrats, you're giving lip service, and then you pull things like this. And while Bowen Yang and the other random guy, I don't even know his name. I know his name, but I didn't remember it. I know Bowen Yang's name. Bowen Yang and his plus one. The thing about that is, while they don't hold political power, or they don't hold political office, they do have political power. Because they hold a general assumption, and now we see an opinion that we think is deeply held in the white sector of the LGBTQ community. So yeah, man, Democrats do better, liberals do better, because I'm telling you now, no matter how bad people want to get away from what this is, if they hand it to you and you do nothing, they'll just hand it back to these people, and they'll hand it to an even worse, more enraged version of those people. So use this time to clean your shit up, and not rest on the laurels of waiting for this train to inevitably crash, because yeah. So let's take a break, and then we'll come back and we'll be able to blaze through the next two stories. Of course, we're gonna talk about the Golden Globes, and like I said, Mamdani, and we're gonna touch on some other stuff. So sit tight, and we will be right back. If I can stop this damn watch. All right, and we are right back. Oh, hey. I have to get used to saying this. If you're watching this video right now and you've enjoyed it thus far, please like, share, subscribe, notify, tell your friends, get the word out. I really want to grow this platform, and I want to get better at this platform, and I want to be more consistent at this platform. And your support would just continue to encourage me. I mean, I'm going to do it either way, but the support will definitely encourage me to keep growing and keep digging deeper in these stories and pulling these stories together better for you. So like, share, subscribe, and I know I put the little clips in, but please, I want you to hear me say it. I want you to hear me ask you, because it's something about imposing your will and putting it out into the universe. So it's me asking you to like, share, and subscribe. And thank you in advance. So let's get right back into the stories, because that was a minute of the time of this segment, and I am my own producer. So man, we're willing and dealing. Oh man, that was another 7 seconds. Okay. So our next one, I kind of highlighted it before, but number 4 story is going to be New York new mayor. So within his first 8 days, Zohran Mamdani, the newly elected mayor of New York, just got the children universal child care. Like in 8 days, he was able to move around. Well, I mean, his transition team had been working on it before we are aware, but um, in 8 days, he was able to move around funds and resources and find it within the budget to provide childcare for every resident of New York within New York City. So it's not impossible. We're told it's impossible so that we don't expect it to happen within our lifetime or within a time that we can benefit and see it because it's happening. In addition to that, his next initiative, which he's already rolled out, is he's adding more public restrooms to the city of New York. Because he said, I think he said some crazy number like right now, per every public restroom in New York, there's like 80,000 people per, or maybe 8,000 people, some astronomically crazy number. Like if it was a line for one public restroom, it would be like 8,000 people, or maybe 80,000. I don't know, but it was an eight in it for sure. I think it was. Let's just say it was 8,000, which I think is a little low. But one restroom, 8,000 people in line, that's nuts. So shout out to Zoran Mamdani. And again, like I said in the earlier segment, I hope that what he's doing catches on. I hope that not the people in office now. We really just need y'all to like throw up your white flags and find your replacements, or let your replacements emerge rather. Um, I hope that there are young people out there that are inspired, and I hope that they see what Zoram is doing and the barrier he just recently broke down in what we would consider the darkest of times in this country, definitely in modern history. Um, for that to be a beacon of light, I hope it inspires the minds that will continue to make it the norm or the new norm or the new face of politics in this country. And if we start at the local and city level, even better, because that means we're making our immediate communities better, and that's a win in itself. So be encouraged, be inspired, and we'll keep up with Zaram and the great things he's doing in New York. Um, okay, let's see. Do we have time for our next one? Yeah, let's throw it in there. All right. So our next story is taking us back to the West Coast where I am. The Golden Globes. The Golden Globes were last night, and my immediate thoughts was it felt like it did return to a level of regal that it had been missing for a while. I felt like the Golden Globes had kind of become oh God, I'm so glad I'm black right now. Cause what I'm about to say would be racist as shit if somebody else said it. But y'all will follow me. Hopefully. Shit, you may end up calling me racist. Either way. Um it had got to the point to where it started to feel, I was gonna say Sita's World, whoever watched Sita on BT. I was it was starting to feel a little Sita's World, but more like, I don't know, it started to feel like public access television. It lost its appeal. I'll say that. Not Cetus World. I love Cetus World. Shout out to Cetus World. But it felt more public access, and I think that's a better representation of what I'm trying to say anyway. Um yeah, it felt like public access television. And shout out to public access television if it still exists, because they shut PBS had to vote to dissolve because they couldn't keep up without the funding. That was in the House of Whites too, by the way. But back to the Globes. It felt like it was elevated. And I love when that Julia Roberts come out the house. When you get Julia Roberts out the house, you got a show. When Julia Roberts step outside of that solar smart home, efficient home, I think wherever I think she's in Colorado. I don't know where Julia Roberts lives. She probably lives right up to 405. But anyway, time. Got it. I'm doing good. The thing about Julia Roberts is she's representative of a time of blockbuster film and good films, and where you had the big IP films that she could hop in, but you also had those independent films where she earned her gravitas, if you will. So yeah, Julia Roberts was there, and then the list goes on. The whole band shows up. When Julia comes out, that brings damn near the whole Ocean's 8, with the exception of Brad Pitt. I mean, George Clooney was in the house. Of course, we had our younger Hollywood, the Chalamets and the B Jordans, and our budding star, the Tiana Taylor. Let me spend a little time to talk about Tiana Taylor. First of all, congratulations to Tiana Taylor. Let me tell you something about Tiana Taylor. I have, like many, been following Tiana Taylor since Sweet 16. But I've also been let me tell you something. Tiana Taylor is like the little engine that could, or the little engine that wouldn't quit, or whatever you want to call it, in the best way. Because I remember more recently, she did an interview with Angie Martinez, and she was speaking about how she had been in all these avenues and they hadn't quite gone the way, and I'm paraphrasing, but it hadn't quite gone the way she wanted it to. And so I remember thinking in that moment, I was like, I don't think Tiana Taylor is supposed to be that one thing. And going back to Tiana Taylor is black excellence, by the way. When I said death to black excellence, get back to excellent black. Wait, let me switch that. She's not black. She's an excellent black. Tiana Taylor is an excellent black. Tiana Taylor is what we need more of in this industry, in the art form, in this space. Hear me clear. Tiana Taylor, little children who aspire to be black and brown, little girls that aspire to be black and brown, Tiana Taylor is the new face of the excellent black for me. And that's a lot of pressure I'm putting on her, but I think she can carry it because she's immensely talented. But back to what I was saying about her, we're doing good. Back to what I was saying about her is that I hope she understands now that her talent was never to be fully realized in one area, but her talent was to adapt and rise to the occasion of every artistic challenge that's been placed in front of her. So I hope she understands that she's a renaissance woman. I mean, that's the I want Tiana Taylor in all forms. I mean, fitness. I want her in films. I want a music. I want a music. Look at me, carried away. But I do. I want music from Tiana Taylor. Now, smaller music though, like don't give me more than 12 songs, Tiana Taylor. I don't care if you give me a 5-6 minute song, but no more than 12. Uh, I want Tiana Taylor home bedding and stuff like. I hope she understands who she is. Like she's that woman who can tap into those things. I believe in Tiana Taylor. I always have. And so actually her independent film I think was called 1001. One of those quotes, one of those lines she dropped in that it stuck with me, and it's the scene where she was telling I think he was played by Will Catlett. She was telling him he was saying, you're always being so sensitive. And her response was, well, why don't you be sensitive to my sensitivity? Like, and the way she delivered, you gotta watch. I think it's 1001. You gotta watch it. It's very good, very independent shot style. I loved it. It felt like watching an episode of The Corner. Speaking of The Corner, rest in peace to TK Carter. I've been watching TK Carter since he was on the first version of Saved by the Bell. And if you know, you know. He was on the when Zach and all them were little kids. Zach and Lisa Turtle were kids, and then that other girl, Meg, I don't know what happened to her. But before they got to high school, when it was Miss Bliss with Haley Mills, TK Carter was on there. And then the work he did in the corner was so profound. So rest in peace to TK Carter. I'm sorry, I'm doing all this Globe stuff, but the stories are kind of tying into each other. But yeah, shout out to Tiana Taylor. Congratulations. I saw one battle after another, and it was well deserved. You gave almost an Anthony Hopkins of a performance when he did Silence of the Lamb, where he wasn't on screen for that much time, but when he did he didn't waste a frame. I mean, and you did not waste a frame. Shout out to you. That's also that Viola Davis in Doubt. Same thing. It was that same magic. You hit the screen and you did not waste a frame. So congratulations to Tiana Taylor. Of course, it was actually kind of polarizing. But one battle after another, one big, of course, with 4 awards. And then you get to Sinners, who, if this award season feels like they've been fighting one battle after another. I mean, if it's not the trades attacking them, Variety. If it's not, them being kind of sliced out, or their categories not being televised. I mean, it's just they're the ones fighting one battle after another, if you ask me. But Sinners, a great movie. One battle after another, a great movie. I personally won't be affected if it goes either way. Although I really, 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 really want Michael B. Jordan to take the goal. I think we don't give Michael B. Jordan enough credit for the acting that he's done. And I want this to cement that, because I don't know if we will otherwise. Like, he just got his first Screen Actors Guild nomination, but I'm rambling. I'm getting up there, so I'm gonna wrap up the Globes. But the Globes were, like I said, it felt elevated again. So hopefully we grow, and maybe that's because Hollywood has shrunk. Now I don't know if that's great for the future talent, but we had a lot of young talent in there. Like I said, the Chalamets and all that, and the Grandes. Um, but yeah, shout out to the Golden Globes. It was good. It was a good show. It was a good showing, and like I said, you bring that Julia Roberts out, and you got a good show anyway. Um, Good fashion too. Everybody came dressed to the nines. Black and green were some deep themes with some splashes of yellows too. Nobody looked a fool. Like there was nobody where I was like, come on, bro. But yeah, everybody did good. Oh, and shout out to all the people in TV land and network and streaming. They won big last night too. The Pit, the Studio, all of those shows. But let's take a break and then we'll get into number two and number one. All right. All right, we back. All right, I think we're doing good on time too, and I feel like I'm covering my topics. I think hopefully I'm being a little more succinct. So yeah, let's just keep it rolling. So coming in at number two, this could have been a part of the House of Whites, but I mean House of Whites, but I detached it because I wanted to expound on it and give myself a little more time to flesh it out. And so of course I'm talking about what I'm gonna label as the radicalization of ICE. This isn't even the ICE of maybe 6 7 months ago. Like this ICE is on like TRT. Like this ICE is on steroids. Like this ICE has been emboldened as if the mission has expanded or changed or shifted. This ICE is different. This ICE is different. And so remember last week when I told you about my conspiracy theory, as far as like, the DOJ is holding Epstein blackmail information and Diddy blackmail information and it hasn't been released, so it could very well still be used to blackmail. Remember that? Okay, so the theme of that was consolidation of power. And I didn't realize it until I wrote it down on my dry erase board that the acronym for consolidation of power is COP. I don't know. I've been hearing consolidation of power and I never thought COP. But here we are, consolidation of power, COP. So I was thinking about COP and ICE. And we notice those alt-right and far-right groups have disappeared. There are no three percenters. There are no Proud Boys. There are none of these. Hell, I don't even see the Klan out, But Klan, the Klan is known for wearing their coverings, and the Proud Boys wear their mask and stuff. And so now we have this arbitrary group of concerned. I'm getting better. I'm getting better. See, you saw that? That was a classy burp. I stepped away. Yeah, we're becoming a classy show. But back to COP, consolidation of power. So all of those groups seem like they consolidated into the power of this arbitrary super patriotic group who just wants to protect American values and American interests. Right. So all of this consolidation of power, I want you to pay attention in going into this year and the days ahead. Pay attention to things in which power has been consolidated. Like I said last week, the publishing consolidated. And then they burned the rest of the books. Or ban the books. Did I say burn the books? I meant ban the books, not burn the books. They banned the books, but they also consolidated publishing. They're trying to consolidate media and streaming. They're consolidating the news. So they're centralizing all these messages so that they're on the same page. I mean, even when you talk about social media, consolidation of the very few people who are in control. I mean, we saw what just happened with TikTok and the nails they're trying to, the pins they're trying to stick to them about American control over TikTok. So consolidation of power. So this takes me back to my initial thought, which I was talking about ICE. And the thing about ICE, of course, the highlight of ICE right now is what happened in Minneapolis with Renee Good. And first and foremost, my thoughts and my prayers and my sincere um, I don't know, my sincere sadness for what happened to Renee Good. I'm gonna be a little critical as we get more into this story, but in this moment, I just want to say that Renee Good should still be alive. Renee Good should not have lost her life in front of virtually the entire country or world, or how many ever people viewed that. Um, it's just it's very unfortunate. Like, you shouldn't. I hate that social media has gotten to a place where we're so desensitized and we almost expect, or we're looking for the link or the clip in the comments or in the mentions for what happened to the person, or can we watch them die, or can we watch them drown, or can we watch them fall, can we watch their pain. I hate that we watch humans have real interactions, and maybe that started with reality TV, I don't know, but we watch humans have real reactions, and we watch it like it's a movie, like they yell cut, you know. But anyway, moving forward on that point, because we all watched that, but there was something else that happened, and there was something else we watched, and I don't know if anybody's talking about it yet, or maybe I haven't heard it from anyone yet, or if I'm the first to say it, then hopefully someone will watch this and continue to spread it, and I'll make sure I chop this. But the one thing no one's talking about that we watched in that video was, we watched America's most prized possession, the white woman, be murdered on camera in front of the entire world, almost symbolizing not even our most prized possession will derail our agenda. Now, I know that sounds very, whoa, Troy, kind of, deep state. I thought you said you didn't, you were a conspiracy enthusiast. And I am a conspiracy enthusiast, but and this is not a conspiracy. I'm saying when I watched that, I didn't just see the surface of what the general public is debating about. I watched the symbolism of our country is slipping away from us, and not even one of us will stop us from hanging on to it. And I think everybody, and we're just going to talk about social hierarchy, everybody, white woman and below, should be concerned. And I think I can leave it at that. Another thing I would say, because I've been telling y'all raggedy asses to do it, and every time a reference point happens, I get so upset. Watch the movie Civil War, A24. Like, it's crazy that I watched that movie, and now when I see ICE, because I couldn't understand in the movie why there was a division in the military. Like, there was a division. There were two separate troops on American land, and excuse me, I couldn't figure that out. But now, because of real life, I understand now that that was a representation, or served as a representation for ICE, because there is a separation between the National Guard, the military, local law enforcement, and these group of yahoos on the back of a truck who decided to hang up their white robes for a few years for a $50,000 bonus from their Grand Wizard in Chief. So yeah, I think we should all look at it from that lens. Even if you don't ultimately accept it, let's all look at it from that lens and say, hey, just on the strength of that happening, I think that'll show us exactly what version of America and what part of American history we're actually in. So let's take a break, take a breather, put some air on that, and then we'll come back and we'll wrap the show up. But we're doing good on time. Yay us! Tribe, we're back. Good show. Good show. Like I said, I felt it was more succinct. I was able to kind of splice through these stories. So yeah, good show. So let's put a bow on this. And coming in at number one, which are more so just me kind of talking to you. It's not really around the story. It's just kind of some of my thoughts that I want to share with you. Um, So if you haven't noticed, or if you aren't familiar with history and how they say history doesn't repeat itself, but it does rhyme, if you believe that, then and you're observant, then you can see that that's precisely what's happening right now. And while two generations, it may bypass every other or every two generations, but every 2 to 3 generations experiences this, but generally they're not alive or around to talk about it, which is why books and recordings and interviews and literature is important, because that's how we know the thoughts of those people. So anyway, while we're banning and burning books, uh, we're we're in a revolution, and not, in addition to Viva Revolucion, we're also in a, another type of revolution, in the sense that everything in life as we know it is, I want to be dramatic, so I'm going to say everything as we know it is falling off a cliff, life, but it's also giving birth and burning away, so to speak, to our new existence. And so to show you how history rhymes, we started, we'll just say we started a lot before this, but for the sake of this, we started in agriculture when we were in the fields, whatever the fields may represent for you, sharecropping or further back, agriculture. And then once the agriculture ended, we went into the industrial revolution. That's when we went into the factories. That's when we started to build up the plants, the automotive plants, and things like that. And we began to embrace the age, slowly embrace the age of mechanism, but we also graduated into the age of computers, which carried us all the way up into digital. Now we're in another revolution, and we're in the revolution of automation. And that means that life once again is melting away as we know it. The best equipped for this is probably GNA, because they're being born into something, therefore they have no reference for anything prior to it. After that, Gen Z, you are shaping it. It is being built based on your habits and your needs, and how to, believe it or not, how to make the future better for you. So you will adapt as it will grow with you. Millennials, myself, um, we started in analog. Not yeah, we started we're yeah we were raised in analog, but we transitioned to digital, and and we're keeping up, and we'll make suitable elders. I'll say that until the next wave come. I don't think we'll have to deal with the super industrial or automation revolution again in our lifetime. Let's cross our fingers, because they're gonna just probably roll us into the ocean with the blue necklace. Um, but yeah, so we're in a revolution, an automated revolution. And what it would behoove you, or it would benefit you to do, is think about, or not even think, research and start looking into what AI looks like in the future, what you can learn from AI now, and how it can be of benefit to you now. Because I'll tell you right now, it's out. Regulations aren't here yet with AI, so it's open season right now. So the money, the big money that could be made, think of this as you're at the ground level of any multi-level marketing or pyramid scheme that you can think of. You are at the ground floor, and we all know with those things, most of the money is made there. After that, it's just people trying to sell others on residuals. If you didn't know, that's how that works. By the time, if they have a big CEO, and if you go into a big convention for it, the money is already made, and you all are just funneling pennies. Uh, Sorry to hurt your feelings with that, but that's the truth. And if that's not what you're signing up for, get out of it. Uh, but yeah, so find out where you fit, and where I'm going to keep threading this AI. This AI conversation is not going anywhere, because it's our reality. It's not coming, it's here. And I'll tell you now, pushing back against it will not make it stop. It actually won't even slow it down. What it will do, it will make you an outdated member of society. And Your inability or unwillingness to learn it will make you susceptible to every scam known under the sun. You think scamming and frauding is bad now? This automation that's already being worked on as well. That's probably already that's already happening. It's not probably, it's already happening. But the speed in which AI is growing, it's not getting 1, 2, 3, or 4 times better a year. It's getting 100 times better. I heard someone say a month or a quarter or whatever. So this is not a drill. This is your life. This is our new reality. And the quicker we embrace that, and the quicker we find our way into it, first of all, like I said, on the front end, it's very profitable and going to be very lucrative. So if you can get in early, you're going to make the big bucks. But if you can't by chance, you just have to start acclimating yourself. Get on YouTube, find courses. I know they offer some paid courses online or whatever, but if they have a local course at your community college, just figure out how to get the basics and fundamentals beyond creating nude celebrity photos and fake civil rights photos and all that other fun stuff that you guys like to do. Because I tell you, for all the stuff you use it for this surface day-to-day stuff, there's somebody using it to figure out how to keep the money with them and away from you. So I say it would benefit you to get ahead of this, because this is one of those things where you fall behind, and I don't know. I don't know what happens if you fall behind, honestly. This is new. So, yeah, I think that's enough. I think that's enough show. Oh, I wanted to shout out my threads. You see my beanie here? This is not my security beanie. I have an orange beanie. Like people have security blankets and emotional support dog. I have it's my orange. I've worn it before, I think. But if you ever see me wear an orange one, I like that one. That's my favorite one. I like do everything in it. Everything in it. I'm bullshitting. Sorta. Oh, we're doing good on time. Oh, but I wanted to shout out my threads today just because it was a little inspired by actually Leonardo DiCaprio's character in One Battle After Another. Like I said, I enjoyed both movies. For Paul Thomas Anderson, this movie felt, honestly, I hope it's not an insult. It's meant as a compliment, as a high-end Tarantino. Like it felt not high-end Tarantino, but it felt like it was in the class of a Tarantino. That's what I meant. But yeah, One Battle After Another. If you can watch it before the Oscars. Oh, the Oscars. The nominees will be announced January 23rd. No, wait, one. January 22nd. My birthday is January 23rd. The day before my birthday. January 22nd, they will announce the nominees for the Academy Award. So yeah, I still need to see, what's the movie? Marty McFly. What is it? Marty Supreme. Marty Supreme. Marty McFly. Marty Supreme. I still need to see Marty Supreme. But anyway, thank you all for coming and kicking with me. I'll see you soon. That's all I'll say right now. I'll see you soon. But until next show, keep the light on for me. Thanks. Take care.